Hey there, brothers and sisters. Well, the topic or topics is love and forgiveness. Wow, brothers and sisters, every day is a daily spiritual battle, and humility is the greatest strength of love. And Jesus is humble, so we deceive ourselves, all of us, if we say we're all in with Jesus and we're not humble in a certain situation. And so, last night something occurred, where there was a lot where there was pride on both sides. And so I'm learning too, I'm a work in progress with Jesus and getting stronger in him. But the words he gave me this morning were from Corinthians, first of all, the love chapter. And he says, though I speak in chapter 13, verse 1 all the way through to I'll go ahead and read through verse 7. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, though I have all faith, so that I can remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it will profit me nothing. Charity, which is love, suffers long and is kind. Charity envies not. Charity flaunts not itself, is not puffed up. Do not behave itself unseemly. Seek not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinks no evil. Rejoices not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. So, brothers and sisters, if we're not loving this way, we're not loving one another, then we deceive ourselves in saying that we fully have Jesus, because we don't. It's a constant process. And so for me today was a reminder of the truth, God's truth. This is where I turn, is to the Word of God. This morning I'm so glad I did, because when I opened up my Bible, this is the verse he gave me. And along with, the parable where Jesus, not the parable, the verse where his disciples ask him, Lord, how often should we forgive? And he says, 70 times 7. And he talks about, the story about the servant and the master and the unforgiveness that there was. And, how at the end Jesus says, that he will not forgive you if you don't forgive others here on this earth, that he will not forgive us, And so we have to forgive, and the word really there is saying, yes, we are called to forgive over and over. There's no cap on it. Jesus doesn't have a cap on how, on forgiveness. He doesn't say, hey, when he doesn't say 3 strikes you're out, or he doesn't say, hey, when you've hit the 100 cap, when it's been 100 times now, that's it. We're done here. He keeps forgiving, and he wants us to keep forgiving. And I know it's hard, brothers and sisters. It means losing your pride. But when we turn to the Word of God and we go to prayer before God and ask him for help, he gives us the strength to lose our pride and be humble and ask for forgiveness. And so anything we do, if it's not out of love, like we just read, because this is what love is. If we don't have that love in us, whatever we do, doesn't matter what works we do for somebody, doesn't matter what we're providing for somebody, if it's not out of love, which is sacrificial, which means losing our pride and being humble, then it's not honored by God. We have to do everything out of love. So, brothers and sisters, just remember this word, about what love really is. It's persevering against all odds. It's being forgiving over and over. It's being compassionate, merciful. Doesn't matter what happens, I believe that there's no thing too terrible that we do to each other that we can't forgive and love each other through, And if 2 people really have Jesus in their heart, then they're going to make it work. They will persevere because the love of Jesus is inside them. So pray for me, brothers and sisters, today, as I pray for you, that Jesus moves in a mighty and great way today, and that he saves a beautiful, precious relationship that he created. I love you, brothers and sisters.